Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Ryan will lose control of his anger on next week's episode of Coronation Street as he continues to take steroids, and Paul will have to make some difficult choices after a terrible incident with Cassie's drug dealer. Michael intervenes to save her. Here are 12 major events that are currently on television. Peter unwillingly tells Ryan that he needs some help with the rent because he owes Rufus' wife £15,000. Ryan chooses to ask for some additional shifts at the bistro after promising to help, but Carla is less than pleased to find that Peter has chosen to put pressure on Ryan to work for money. In the meantime, Ryan's internet follower Liv sends him a flirtatious message. He first appreciates the attention, but he is shocked when she requests a nude photo of him. Ryan tells Sean and Daisy that he wants to monetize his social media accounts, but they caution him against doing so because doing so would require him to sell questionable images. Ryan later cancels his intentions to see Daisy for a drink after learning that she and Daniel are moving in together. Daisy stops by Ryan's apartment to see how he's doing out of concern. Ryan pretends to be in good spirits, but as soon as she leaves, he sets up a profile on Ovids and uploads his first movie. Ryan is taken aback by the money that starts coming in after his first video and realizes he's onto something. He tells Carla and Peter a fib about how successful his online fitness influencer profession is and how he will be able to pay his rent. Ryan is glad to comply when a message from a different follower offers to pay for private images, but he is conflicted when the follower offers him more money for full body and face shots. Carla tries to reassure Ryan when he reads an offensive comment about his scars online. The negative effects of Ryan's steroid misuse cause him to lash out at Carla and throw a glass across the room. Billy observes that Paul's right leg is starting to give him trouble. Paul tries to hide the problem, but it's obvious he's worried with the state of his body. Billy gives Paul a walking assist to try to improve his mobility. Billy suggests a wheelchair, but Paul is horrified when he says he'll need some time to get used to it. Paul is moved when Billy presents him an engagement ring for his birthday, but the sheer number of people attending his celebration quickly overwhelms him. Gemma advises him to go outside and get some fresh air, but when Bryn bolts, Paul falls to the ground. Paul is ashamed as he explains to Billy and Todd at the apartment that he can't climb stairs and needs their help getting home. Paul discovers that he requires a stair lift as his illness deteriorates. Paul tries to distract himself with getting ready for Pride, but he is dismayed when Billy and his occupational therapist agree that it's time to think about using a wheelchair. After the conversation, Paul is enraged and lashes out at Billy before leaving. Billy takes responsibility for himself when David later sees Paul sipping vodka on a bench and tells him. Paul safely returns to the Rovers with some drag queen assistance, but he is dismayed to learn that this will be his final Pride. Tyrone is told by Cassie that she is going to the Citizens Advice Bureau to get help finding a place to live, but she ends up running into Dean, her heroin dealer. Cassie ends up collapsing to the ground in agony as Dean turns on her because she can't pay the money she owes him. Michael rushes Cassie to the hospital after seeing the incident. Just as Ronnie is about to arrive, Dean catches up to the two and strikes Michael. Cassie begs them not to, but Ronnie insists they call the police. Later in the week, when Tyrone introduces Cassie to Kevin and Abby and mentions that Abby is also in recovery from addiction, Cassie's nose is pushed out of joint. After the incident involving Cassie, Ronnie is horrified to hear from Michael that Aggie frequently experiences similar occurrences due to her line of work. With the knowledge at hand, Ronnie attempts to persuade Ed to join his new business venture so that Aggie can retire. Debbie learns from Ronnie that he followed her advice and purchased Newton and Ridley stock with the proceeds from the Tavern Muse project. Dee Dee offers her assistance with the administration of their new business and with auditing the accounting. Ed seems happy, but Ronnie tries to hide his anxiety. Todd learns that George put Rest-Easy's business card in the trash behind his back despite inviting him to talk about job options with them. Infuriated by George's dishonesty, Todd decides to ask for a raise on Glenda's recommendation. When Todd's request is met with George's lack of commitment, Todd contacts Rest-Easy and is pleased by their lucrative offer. Due to Todd's decision to communicate with Rest-Easy, Todd and George are at odds. Eileen tries to persuade George to offer Todd a counteroffer, but he won't budge and says he'll find a replacement instead. While preparing for his first wake at Rest Easy, Todd worries that the organization's practices are exploiting the grieving family. Later, Todd and George make out that they're happy apart, although it's obvious they still mourn their previous union. After putting Elaine behind him, Stephen once more focuses on Jenny. He extends an invitation to a wine-tasting event, but Jenny declines the invitation. Later, Stephen is displeased to learn that Jenny turned him down in favor of going to Lily's birthday party, so he takes advantage of the situation to try to win her over. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe our channel Street Gossip for more update news.